working closely with all stakeholders to ensure that the successful implementation of this agreement happens and to maximize its benefits for the Ghanaian people.
For the mining companies, the agreement provides a structured domestic market for 30% of their production, while the remaining 70% will continue to be sold through existing arrangements.
We believe that a solid, stable macroeconomic environment is a prerequisite for the work that we do. And so the policy intentions of the GANRAP is something that as an industry we completely support. The issues of building a 15-month war chest so that when any shocks come as a country, we are able to deal with it.
Government says the broader objective is to leverage Ghana's gold reserves to build stronger international reserves and improve the country's economic resilience. And in that report, you heard the Finance Minister, Dr. Kasiel Ato, forcing Central Bank Governor, Dr. Johnson Pandite Siama, and the CEO of the Ghana Chamber of Mines, Engineer Dr. Kenneth Ashigbe, speaking there. Now, away from that, business confidence in Ghana remained strong in the second quarter of 2026, with the Business Confidence Index reporting 108.7 in the second quarter of 2026. This is according to the AGI Business Barometer released in Accra.
According to AGI, this reflects continued optimism over macroeconomic stability and government economic reform agenda. Chief Executive Officer of AGI, Seth Chuma Kwabwa, noted there are still external shocks that could dampen the confidence.
We have a baseline we call the 100-mark baseline. Any point above the baseline means that the confidence level is really high, and if any point below it means that people are not very confident about the economy. They are hoping that the current war that is going on in Iran could stop so that its potential negative effect will not be too devastating. If it is, then there isn't much. Businesses don't have control over it, and then they will see the impact negatively on their bottom line. For now, government has done well in containing the situation. I think.
However, President of the association, Farm Kofin Siapoku, noted businesses continue to face significant cost pressures, particularly from electricity tariffs, which remain a major challenge to the operating environment.
Just at the beginning of the year, we were told that ECG has been instructed to withdraw that bulk arrangement, which automatically brought about 48% increase in electricity costs, making these companies uncompetitive.
The AGI called for a more supportive business environment.
Our VAT rate is still high, and then several other taxes. And the businesses side as one of the challenges. There's also the issue of cost of raw materials, because we import a lot of our raw materials. So it means that we need to deepen our value chains.
Per the AGI Business Barometer for Quarter 2 2026, business outlook remains optimistic, with continued macroeconomic stability expected to support growth the second half of the year despite persistent external risk.
Let's bring you some more stories now. And the cedi depreciated by 3.1% against the US dollar in July 2026, reversing most of the gains recorded in June and taking its year-to-date loss to 10.4% on the interbank market, according to market analysis. The renewed weakness reflects a rebound in foreign exchange demand, particularly from the energy sector and other import-related activities after a temporary easing in June. This report has the details.
The cedi could face further but modest depreciation pressure in August as the Bank of Ghana contends with tighter foreign exchange reserves and sustained demand for dollars. Market analysts at IC Insights expect the central bank to continue intervening in the forex market, but say its capacity could be constrained by declining reserves. Ghana's gross international reserves fell about $1.2 billion to $12.9 billion following a $700 million Eurobond payment and $811 million in forex intervention in June. Bank of Ghana data show the currency lost about 8.4% against the dollar on the interbank market in the first 5 months of 2026. The dollar is currently selling at around 12 cedis 42 pesos in the retail market. With forex demand expected to remain firm, analysts say the cedi could come under further pressure this month.
And that was a 3 Business News Desk report. Let's bring you updates now from the currency and the commodities market.
On the interbank foreign exchange markets where banks trade amongst themselves, the dollar is selling at 10 cedis 98 pesos. It lost 37 pesos. The British pound is selling at 14 cedis 82 pesos. It lost 51 pesos. The euro is selling at 12 cedis 66 pesos. It also lost 89 pesos. However, be guided that these figures could be higher at a forex bureau near you. On the global commodities market, Brent crude is trading at $87 per barrel. Gold is trading at $4,349.73 per ounce, down by $58.56. Cocoa is trading at $5,719 per ton, down by $6.
And those were updates from the currency and the commodities market, bringing an end to the business news on Sunrise. For more stories, kindly check out our website. It's 3news.com/business. I am Michael Obodu. Thank you for tuning in. As always, please stay safe.
This is 3FM. 3FM 92.7. Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
3FM Sunrise.
3FM Sunrise. 3FM Morning Show. 3FM 92.7. 3FM, your urban lifestyle radio. 3FM Sunrise. 3FM Morning Show. 3FM 92.7.
23:06. Hello there, good morning. Welcome to the 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Oh boy, are we glad that yet another week has come to an end and the weekend beckons. One that surely guarantees a bit more in terms of relaxation. Yes, I know we have graduations lined up, we have weddings, there are funerals and all of that, but it's also a moment to step away from work, reflect, be with family, celebrate and enjoy. But the day is not yet over. We're only just starting the last day in the week in terms of active work before we get into the weekend, and I'm excited as always to welcome you to the 3FM Sunrise here on 3FM 92.7. We're live on Kesmi 107.1 FM, W93.1, as well as on Facebook we're streaming. Our handle 3FM927. Same handle on Twitter, but we're not streaming on Twitter. Then we're doing it on YouTube, 3FM927. We're streaming on YouTube as well. You can be a part of the broadcast. Share your thoughts and messages with us because, like I always say every morning, you are the reason why we're here every morning. You are a central and important part of this show. Your thoughts, your messages are more than important to me and the rest of my colleagues as we come in here every morning. And so do share that with us. 053 on this WhatsApp number, 053 220 0927, 053 220 0927, as well as on both Facebook and YouTube where we're streaming. You can leave a message there and I'll do the reading for you. Let's get into our message of motivation quickly this morning, right? Because a meaningful life cannot be measured only by what remains unfinished. There's a need for us to learn to recognize what has already been accomplished and allow ourselves to feel gratitude for it. And here's why. Somewhere along the way, many people became very good at noticing what is missing. The promotion that has not come, the money that has not yet been made, the relationship that has not yet worked out as we would like, the goal that still remains on the list. That version of life that exists in our imagination but is yet to come to life. Trust me, there is absolutely nothing wrong with wanting more for yourself. Ambition is what has moved humanity forward for centuries. The danger, however, begins when everything that has been achieved become invisible because attention is permanently fixed on what comes next. So a person can spend years chasing the next milestone and never properly acknowledging the distance that has already been traveled. That is not ambition. That is an inability to receive one's own life. And I want us to ponder over how strange that is, because that is a quiet place where a number of us find ourselves. A child grows up wanting to become independent. Independence arrives and suddenly the focus moves to money. Money improves and the focus moves to status. Status arrives and the focus moves to something else. The finish line keeps moving. And that's a part of being human, right? Human needs are insatiable. This is what the wise sayings are. Eventually, a person may possess many of the things once prayed for and still feel as though life has not begun. That is why gratitude is more than saying thank you. Gratitude is the discipline of recognizing the reality accurately. It says a lot of things, one of which is this may not be everything, but it is something. The week has been long and it's been hard for some of us. For some of us, it's been breezy and smooth sailing. It may have not gone perfect, but it has been lived nonetheless. Some things were completed, some lessons were learned, and some difficult moments were survived. Some people remained, and some opportunities appeared. And perhaps the most important fact of all, there is still another morning for us to look forward to. In the book of Ecclesiastes, it captures this very succinctly. that enjoy the good things in life, not because everything is good, but because life contains goodness even when everything isn't good. As we round up this week, what I want us to ponder over very simply is that a life does not become meaningful only when everything is accomplished. It becomes meaningful when what is already here is no longer overlooked. And that is our message of motivation. And will get us into the weather beautifully, kind courtesy the Ghana Meteorological Agency this morning. I'll get us into it right now. And of the many things that Ghana Meteorological Agency says is that a few areas in southern and northern Ghana may experience slight to moderate rain this morning, with thunderstorms and rain likely from the afternoon into the evening hours across parts of the northern half. But particularly in the north, a weak rainstorm over northern Benin and Togo is slowly moving westward,